You're putting in the work, your offer's good, your audience is growing, you're doing all the things, but sales, they still feel harder than they should. In this episode, we're breaking down 3 common incorrect beliefs that smart, seasoned business owners like you may buy into because they sound strategic, but they're secretly sabotaging your sales. So if you've ever wondered, why isn't this working yet? This one's for you. Welcome to 7-Figure Copy, the show where I teach you how to create powerful strategic messaging so you can attract high-paying clients and scale your business to the next level with ease. I'm Gina Whitehouse, your expert conversion copywriter, and this podcast is for ambitious, value-driven female entrepreneurs like you who are ready to scale from 6 to 7 figures without sacrificing what matters most, your values, your time, and your family. In each episode, we'll dive into the art of crafting persuasive words for high-converting websites and sales pages, and you'll learn strategic copy techniques so you attract premium clients and boost your revenue. This podcast was created to help you tackle the challenges of balancing family life and business growth as you take your business to the next level. If you're ready to add a trusted partner to your team, making sure your message is compelling, consistent, and impactful, then you're in the right place. Hey friend, welcome back to the 7-Figure Copy Podcast. I'm your host, Gina Whitehouse. I'm your conversion copywriter and your go-to for messaging that actually moves people and makes them take action. This season is all about getting your ideal clients and customers to say yes. That's our theme. So how are we going to get them to say yes? It's not with more content and it's not with more features, but it's with the right words placed in the right way for the right people. And today, I want to help you recognize and release these 3 incorrect beliefs about your offer that might keep your message from landing and your people from buying. All right, let's get started. Each one of these incorrect beliefs sounds helpful, and they even sound logical, but underneath, they're really built on assumptions that don't really hold up in the real world of scaling a business. And worse, they tap into those unspoken thoughts that many of us carry around and think in our minds. Thoughts like, well, I should be able to figure this out myself. Hello, I am guilty of this all the time, I will tell you right there, okay? Another thought, if I just work harder, the right people will come. And lastly, you may be thinking, well, maybe I'm the problem. Let me tell you right now, it's not you. It's most likely the messaging that you're using. So let's unpack these 3 incorrect beliefs one by one. And this time, we're doing more than just naming them. I'm going to walk you through what they sound like, how they show up in your copy, and what they're really doing to your conversions. Okay, incorrect belief number 1. If my offer is good enough, it will sell itself. I have heard this so many times. And back in the day when I first started my own business, I thought this myself. But here's the thing. This isn't a bad belief. It's rooted in self-belief, okay? Belief in your work, your results, and your own integrity and the value you bring, right? You've worked hard at this. You've worked hard at putting this product, this offer, this service together, and that should amount to something, right? Yes, you would think it would. But imagine this. Imagine that you are throwing a surprise party for a friend. You have planned it perfectly. You got the balloons and you got all those favorite snacks that she loves, but no one showed up. And why didn't they show up? It was because you missed a really small detail. And that was that you forgot on the invitation to say what kind of party it was, right? So we're all busy, right? People are busy and we want to know, is this an important party that I need to make time to go to? They're wondering, what are we celebrating? Are we celebrating a birthday? Is this a graduation? Or is this just another pizza pool party that you throw every Friday night, right? Because if it's just another pizza pool party, that person might think, well, I can just go to the next one, the one that fits better into my schedule. So think of how your offer is just like this when you think it will just sell itself. Your offer might be amazing, but if no one understands why they need it, if they don't understand what the transformation will be once they purchase it, then it won't matter. People will just walk away. And I don't want to see that happen to you, okay? This is one of the core mindset traps that may be holding you back in your sales. Perhaps you've raised your prices with the goal to attract a premium buyer or a premium client, but that person isn't just looking for value. You need to know that. They want clarity. They want to know what they're buying and they want to have confidence. They want to have confidence in what they are buying because let's be honest here. Many buyers these days, and I know I have fallen into this myself, had bad experiences with purchases that they've made that have either overpromised or fell short. And side note here, I've had to actually address this with the sales pages that I've written for many of my clients, because they've come to me and they've said, look, right now there's a trust recession. I want to sell this program that I really, really love, but I know people are skeptical. How can we address this on this sales page so we can get them to trust in the product and just disarm that skepticism? Okay, so this is a real thing. Another thing is that your buyers, they may just be overwhelmed by so many options, right? She may be unsure if this is really the thing that's finally going to work for her. So your copy, it can't just describe what the offer is. It has to stand out to make your target audience feel safe, seen, and confident enough to say yes. Remember, that's our theme this season, is getting them to say yes. So look, I have been there, and I have been in the shoes of the person that I have just described. I'm willing to bet that you probably also have too. In fact, I've spent thousands of dollars on programs that have under-delivered once I got into them. And it's so frustrating to me. And every time I end up just kicking myself in the pants because I thought it was that one thing, and that was going to help me. And it really just turned out to be another thing. And when it came down to it, the sales page sold me on an amazing product, but it didn't deliver. And I could see fast that once I got into the program, that really minimal effort was put into it. Also, I've bought into programs that, again, promised one thing, and then I quickly figured out that this person didn't even have the content put together. So slowly, you can see how month by month, the thing that was being promised, the thing that I bought into, I could see that it was now being changed into something else. So I eventually just withdrew myself and kicked myself in the pants again for falling for such promises. So I'm telling you this, I'm telling you my own frustrations here, because I have been there, and I know if I've been there, then other people have been there too. We can see why people are very skeptical these days. And I am, in all honesty, I am very skeptical now of what I buy into. And I actually usually wait a little bit unless it's something that I'm just very clear on, like what it's selling me is very clear. And I'm like, okay, yes, I need this now. Okay. So again, if I'm there, then other people are there too. And this is what you're up against. So I'm not saying this to frighten you. I'm just pointing out this because we need to understand today's landscape in sales. You have to be very clear about what you're offering and what you're promising if you want someone to invest in what you have to offer, and you need to deliver on it, because if you don't, it will hurt your business. The last thing I want for you is for someone to land on your sales or your landing page and to be confused or skeptical. Instead, we need to be clear on what we are offering, all right? Because again, the incorrect belief that we started this with, right, is that if it's good enough, it's going to sell itself. No, we need to be clear about what it is and what that transformation you are promising that you are going to give. Okay, let's move on to incorrect belief number 2. And that is the thought that I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to sound salesy. So I'll just describe what's included. Now, here's the thing. Your audience doesn't just buy features. Again, they buy a transformation. And I know you've probably heard this from me so many times by now, but I'm going to keep saying it until we all understand it, okay? Listing your modules or your deliverables doesn't make you sound professional. It just makes you blend in. And what I mean by that is if you go to a sales page and it just lists your modules and it just says, you're going to get this PDF and you're going to get this workbook, okay, but that doesn't make you stand out against anyone else. Don't get me wrong, there is a place to list those things, but it's like 5% of your sales page. So this incorrect belief, I want to just address it. I believe it is rooted in fear, the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of being lumped in with the bro marketers, and the fear of sounding fake or formulaic. But here's the truth. Being clear, having clarity is not salesy. Actually, you are doing a service to someone when you are being clear about what you're offering and you're showing them the outcome that they're going to get when they work with you or they buy your product. So think about this. You walk into a store and you're looking for a dress to wear to an event, okay? And that salesperson comes up to you and they only tell you what kind of fabric it is and the hem length. How would that make you feel? You'd probably be bored and probably leave, and you'd be like, okay, that's all you're telling me about this. But if she started telling you about how beautiful the dress was and where you could wear it to, and the last person who purchased it and where they wore it to, maybe they wore it to a beautiful gala, and that's where that person met their future husband. Okay, I know I'm going a little bit on the stretch here, okay, but I'm trying to prove a point. If the salesperson just talks about the deliverables, like the hem and the fabric type, right? It's boring, right? And it's logistics only copy. It might sound polished, but it's emotionally flat. And that emotional connection is what builds trust with people, especially with the premium buyers and clients that you want to attract. Now, if you're listening to me right now, I know you want to be ethical in how you sell. And we will actually be diving into ethical sales later in the season. But what I want you to know is that you can't be afraid to use compelling language. When you do it correctly, it does not equal manipulation. It's okay in your copy to use emotional connection. You should tell people clearly what that outcome could be, what that transformation can be, what the benefit is if they purchase your coaching package, if they purchase your service, if they purchase your product, whatever it is, you're doing a service to that person by telling them what the outcome's going to be. If you just tell them they're going to get this, and that's it, it's just not going to compel them to buy. So don't get in your head about, oh, I'm going to sound too salesy. No, you have to think that this is service. Sales is service. And when you explain what their life could be like once they buy your product, service, or offer, as long as you deliver on that, right? It's not manipulation. You're not being dishonest and you're not being salesy. If you've ever thought, I know my offer helps people, but I'm not sure if my sales page is motivating people to buy, I want you to know right now that you are not alone. Let's get you from second guessing every word to selling your service, product, or program with confidence and clarity ASAP. Today, I'm inviting you to book a 30-minute complimentary copy chat with me to find out whether you need a strategic copy audit of your existing sales page or if you need a newly written, high-converting, done-for-you sales page. Let's make your offer sell easier, attract the right fit people, and make them think, how did she get in my head? Go to the show notes to book your call today or go to my website at whitehousesm.com. Lastly, we're going to hit incorrect belief number 3. And this belief says, I should be able to write this myself. And if I get this one all the time, okay? Especially if you've been one who's been writing all your content until now. But the truth is, you are so close to your business that writing about it is hard. You can't see it clearly. And can I share something with you right now? I even have a hard time writing for my own copywriting business because I am in it. So if I have that issue, you may be having that issue too. Okay. But here's the thing. You don't have to write for your own business. You don't have to write your own sales page. That's why conversion copywriting exists. This incorrect belief can actually be tied to our identity. And I know as female business owners, that can be a touchy thing. All right. Because why? Because we're leaders, right? We're smart. You're experienced. You know some basic sales strategy or else you wouldn't be here in your business, right? You are used to figuring things out on your own. So when you go to write your sales page or that landing page that you might have for a free offer, you might get to a point where you hit a wall. And usually we all do at some point, but then your internal dialogue gets louder and you start thinking things like, whoa, this shouldn't be so hard, or I must be overthinking this, or why can't I just write what I mean? So here's what I want to propose to you. The better you are at what you do, the harder it is to explain it simply. Why? Because you have too much context. There's too much nuance. You're trying to fit 100 layers of value, like everything you've put together for your service, product, or offer into, let's say, one headline, right, on your sales page. It's hard. You're thinking, I can't write one sentence to encapsulate this entire program or product, right? You're sitting there looking at your sales page and you're just frustrated because you're like, I can't just write one sentence for this headline. Or you have so many different options. Why? Because you have put all this together, right? So it's like almost trying to read the label from the inside of a bottle and you just can't. And it's okay. It's not a failure. It's just perfectly normal. I've experienced it myself. And that's why expert messaging isn't what I call DIY, do it yourself, okay? When you work with a conversion copywriter, they're able to look at what you've done. And they also do the research. And what I mean by that is that a good conversion copywriter will interview your most satisfied customers and clients so that they can really distill down the message and transformation that your clients and customers need to hear or read to buy from you and say yes. And if you're a business owner that's already at that 6-figure point in your business and you're working hard to scale to 7 figures, you most likely already have some kind of team of people around you that are helping you. It could be, you might have like a VA, you might have some content support for your social media, right? You might have someone that's helping with accounting, all of that, right? But perhaps you haven't given up control of your copy yet. I just want to tell you, if that is you, that adding a conversion copywriter to your team, it really allows you to stop spinning your wheels with messaging that falls flat, and it will help you start communicating your value with what? With clarity. We've talked about that a lot here. And consistency across every offer, launch, and page of your website, which includes your sales pages, your offer pages, and your landing pages. So before we wrap up here, let's just stop assuming, okay? Hear that? Let's stop assuming that our ideal clients and customers are just going to get it or they're going to understand it when they land on your sales page. It reminds me of a funny story, kind of frustrating story that happened to my husband and I. And this happened a couple months ago. So a while back, my husband and I, we were waiting to welcome one of our neighbors home from the hospital. And we were told that she would be home around 11:30 a.m., but there was a delay. So I got a text saying that she'd be home in about 30 minutes. And I assumed that I get another, like a 5-minute heads up text before she pulled in. So we waited and we waited. We're in our house just waiting. 2 hours went by and still nothing. And I finally messaged that person that was texting that gave us that 30-minute heads up. And she said, "Oh, she got home a while ago." And we were just like, how did we miss that? I'll tell you how we missed it, because I made an assumption, and that assumption meant that I missed the moment. I actually assumed that I would get another heads up text maybe about 5 minutes before she got there. Okay. But it didn't happen. So we completely missed the moment. And so this is what happens with so many sales pages. Okay. You're assuming that your ideal client or customer will just understand what you're offering because you understand yourself all the ins and outs of what you offer. But I'm going to tell you right now that most likely they don't. And they leave the page and they go somewhere else, and then the moment is lost. So we want to stop these moments from passing by. I don't want to see you be just like how I was, the frustrated, waiting and assuming that I was going to get that 5-minute text. No, I don't want you to assume. I want you to be clear in your messaging, and I want them to hit your sales page and say, yes, I need this right now. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, maybe it is the copy, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to the Yes Vault right now and find out. The Yes Vault is where you'll see what weak messaging looks like and what great messaging sounds like and looks like, okay? The Yes Vault is my private $14 resource hub created to help you pinpoint what your copy is doing wrong without the shame, okay? We've all been here. Let's just go and let's see if maybe your copy is doing this and how we can fix it, all right? It's created to help you understand how to frame your message for clarity and conversions. And it's also there to help you finally feel confident that your sales page is doing its job. So inside the vault, you're going to see 3 quick hit videos so you can actually see what high converting copy looks like and not just sounds like, right? Because when you're listening to me here on the podcast with an episode, you're just hearing what good copy sounds like, but you're not actually seeing it like you would on a video. So video 1 is going to show you what outdated copy sounds like and looks like and what to say instead. Video 2, I'm going to give you the 4 sales page elements you cannot afford to get wrong. Okay, I don't want you to get these wrong, because if you get these wrong, people move on to another product. In video 3, I'm going to show you how to go from good copy to irresistible copy, and I'm going to show you what makes premium clients and customers say yes. You're going to see examples, and I'm going to break it down for you. I'm also including tools and checklists, and I'm going to include notes. So there's no need to take notes while you're listening to these episodes. If you're like me, I like to listen while I'm in the car or while I'm folding laundry or doing dishes, and I don't have time to take out a piece of paper and write things down. So if that's you, no worries. I want you to go to the Yes Vault, and your notes from this episode are going to be in there, and I'll be updating that every week. All right. So head over to www.whitehousesm.com/the Yes Vault to unlock that today. Okay, here's your challenge. You know, I just love to end each episode with a challenge for you. I want you to go to either your homepage, a sales page, even an opt-in page that you might have for a freebie that you're giving out to build your email list. And I want you to ask yourself one of these questions. The first question may be, is this clear enough about the transformation that they're going to be getting? Not necessarily like what they're actually getting. That's good too. But I want you to take it one step further and ask, am I clear on the transformation they're going to get when they get my offer? Or ask yourself, when I wrote this, was I fearful about sounding too salesy? And then the follow-up question to that is, did I build an emotional connection with the messaging or the copy that I used when I wrote this? So if you're stuck right now and you want to see more examples, I want you to go to the Yes Vault and see where your copy may be coming up short. Okay. And in the next episode, in episode 3, we're actually going to break down a question I get all the time, which is, do I need a sales page or a landing page? And what's the difference? Spoiler, most business owners are using the wrong one. So I will see you in that next episode. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of 7-Figure Copy. If you've enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave a 5-star review on your favorite platform and follow me on Instagram for more insights. Can you think of one female entrepreneur or small business owner right now who could benefit from listening to this podcast? Please share this episode with them. And if you're ready to hand off the copy for your website, emails, and sales pages, head over to www.whitehousesm.com to book a complimentary copy chat with me. Let's partner together to take your business to the next level.